Mrtransformers96 here with a, it's not really a review, it's more of just a, answering a question. So, here we go. Okay, so I decided to do this video because, I just got a question on YouTube, that I just saw, and, now, he didn't ask for, like, an answer in a video, but I decided to do an answer in the video. So there you go. So the question came from, whoa, okay, just dropped my little piece of paper, right here, like, Syard100, probably said your name wrong, so very sorry, but thanks for asking this question, and, I pretty much just, like, copied down his message on a piece of paper that I'll read. His question is, pretty much the same as, he just said, "Hey man, I'm looking to buy some figures, here's a list, and under Clone Wars he had Cat Bane with Total 360, Heavy, and General Grievous, and then under Thor he had Loki and Odin, and he said, but I have to order them, because I live in a country where they only have 3 toys, if you know what I'm talking about, and I don't know, which toy to buy first. And then he just said, please answer, and then just said, like, look at quality, paint, articulation, that kind of stuff. And first of all, I'd like to say I don't know what what the 3 toys is. I don't understand that, so sorry, but that doesn't really make a big difference from the question. So anyway, so here we go. I'm just answering your question, and deciding which is the best to buy first, really depends on personal preference a lot. There's some things that really aren't personal preference, that the toy, factors, but, there is a lot of personal preference. So, I'm just kind of gonna go over different categories and, which wins, and then I'm gonna tell you what things that you should look out for with personal preference, and, and my opinion on it. So there you go, kind of like that. So so first off, I'm just gonna go over probably articulation. Okay, when it comes to articulation in these figures, they all have fairly decent articulation, and they all have, quite a bit. So anyway, I think the best articulated figure is going to have to be Loki. It's very close to Odin, though. These are the 2 most articulated figures from the Thor toys. They're extremely close. They have exactly the same arms, exactly the same waist. They have all the same articulation. The only thing is, in Loki, his ball-jointed thighs are a tiny bit hindered, but just a tiny bit hindered by this kind of thing here. So he's got the same articulation as Odin, but just a tiny bit hindered by this cloth, right? It's a soft rubber plastic, but this cloak, I guess you could say. Now, Odin has the same articulation, and his thighs aren't hindered, but his head is hindered by his hair quite a bit. So, 2 places where they're a little bit hindered, but I think it's less with Loki. So I'm going to say that Loki has the best articulation of all of these figures, and then Odin comes very close second. And then third, I will have to say would be the General. Whoa, okay. General Grievous has some pretty decent articulation. Let me just move this in so I can fit it better. Pretty decent articulation. He's got a hinge, a ball-jointed shoulder, a hinge elbow, but then he's also got a swivel there, and a swivel wrist. The ball-jointed lower torso, I'm going to say. He's got a ball-jointed head, which swivels very nicely like this, but can't look up very far, which is a bit of a shame. He's got ball-jointed thighs, which are very different for Clone Wars figures, and which are very nice to see. He's also got, a double hinge knee, which is good, and then just a hinge, ankle, which is very nice and a very good articulation for a Clone Wars figure. And then I'm going to have to say, next, it would probably be Cat Bane. He's got a ball jointed head, a ball hinge shoulder, hinge elbows, swivel wrists, swivel waist, swivel hips, and a hinge swivel knee, which is, it's okay. Out of all of these guys, it's fairly down more, mainly because there's no ankle, and it's just swivel hips. Those are two things I really don't like that he does have. And then heavy I would put at the end, because he pretty much has the same articulation as Cad Bane. The only difference is he's only got a swivel head and it's not a ball joint. So, but I think it's pretty much the same as Cad Bane. His thighs may be just a bit more hindered, but not too much. So there you go. So in articulation, that's the whole kind of range that I'm going with. So yes, so there you go. Now with paint, I'm going to do next. Now paint, I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, this is going to be a close one. I'm going to have to say, who wins paint? Let's see here. I think it's going to be up to these three people. Who wins the paint job? I am going to give it to Cad Bane, I just decided. Yes, I think Cad Bane has the best paint job, especially with this little control here, the metallic blue, and with different silvers on the arms. With his gloves, he's got some blue on his hands, which look just great. And on his head, he's got a fantastic blue right here with some red eyes. So very nice. So I'm going to give the paint job to Cad Bane. And then second, I am going to have to give it to Loki. I think he has some really nice use of green paints, and just really awesome, and just really good. But it is a super close call between Loden and Loki. And Loki, he's got some great silver paint that is very nice, and no smearing, which is good. And then next, I'm going to have to give it to... I'm going to have to say Heavy. He's got some good paint. I mean, there's not much paint in the TV show, but he does have all of it from the TV show, because he's also got the yellow paint in the back, which looks good, and stuff like that. So Heavy. And then we have General Grievous, and General Grievous has great paint. Don't get me wrong. Just it's not as good as the others, because he doesn't have much different types of paint in the TV show. So there you go. So there is my ranking for paint. So very nice. Next, I'm going to have to do it on, let's see if this is my last category. Let's do quality. Quality with joints and stuff like that. Let's see here. I'm going to have to say the tie is between these three. Their quality is perfect. Nothing's bad with really any of them. So I'm going to have to say these three are a tie. And then we're going to have to go with Heavy at the bottom, because quality can't hold some of his accessories, which aren't good, and just stuff like that. And then General Grievous is at the end. He is not great with quality. He's got a bunch of soft rubbery plastic with his arms and everything. They're all soft rubbery plastic, and just not good. And there are shoulder plates on him, but they just fall out so much that I just decided not to even leave him on my shelf at all. And I am assuming that you're talking about the battle damaged general with the removable head and the different arms. So yeah, and then paint's also good with that on his eye. So very cool. So and then so yeah, so the general is on the bottom. So tie between these three and then these two at the end. And now we're gonna go with accessories. Okay, now so that's a pretty good quality. That's pretty good section. So first, this is 100% no problems picking this one out. Cad Bane will be the first on accessories. He comes with 2 pistols, a hat, a handbag, and a whole nother character. So you have some great, fantastic accessories that come with Cad Bane. Really great, just absolutely top of the line, fantastic. So highly recommend this one for accessories. Then I will stick with Loki, I guess. So it's kind of going the same here at the end. Loki has these 2 daggers, which are nice, and they're not exactly the same. They are different sculpts, which was very interesting to see, and very nice. He also comes with, let's see if I can get it. Here we go. Comes with this sword that pops out, and it has a little gimmick. Plus, these are removable and become accessories on their own. And then I'm going to have to say Heavy beats out Odin. yeah, I think Heavy's got some good accessories. He's got a removable helmet, this big, massive machine gun, and he also has a just standard pistol as well, which is good. Then I'm going to have to say General Grievous. He comes with double lightsaber, which is great, removable head, damaged head, and removable arms for cut-off arms. So yes, so General Grievous, you know, General Grievous might beat him on accessories, now that I'm thinking about it. Very close. Very close. And then lastly, I'm going to have to say Odin. He comes with two of the mech tech weapons, the shield and the sword. Here they are. And, you know, this pops out, becomes that, and this pops out. So they do cool things, but they just don't look good on him. And, you know, the mech tech weapons on him aren't very good. So there you go. So that's my ranking in what is it, accessories. Now my ranking overall, I will have to say it is probably going to end up something like this. I think this is how I'm going to do it. Hold on. And just Heavy at the end. Also with accessories, the Clone Wars figures all come with bases. They all come with dice and cards. But that I'm not really into. And he does have a base, so just know that. So I think that that is my end result, going through all the categories and kind of just picking them out, just averaging it, pretty much. I think that's what I'm going to do. And nothing wrong with Heavy. He is a great figure. Don't get me wrong. It is very close when it comes to Heavy and General Grievous. Very close. They're both extremely close. Really tempting to switch these, and tempting to leave them the same. So I'm going to call a tie between the General and Heavy back here. So yeah, but then for the rest, I think it's like this. Odin didn't do good with the accessories, but for all the other things, he pretty much stayed third, which is good, and almost second in a few of them. So there you go. So that is my personal preference. I think Cad Bane's the best, exceeds in quality, paint, articulation. Well, not too great in articulation, but in accessories, oh, he beats him by a mile. Loki is very good in articulation. He is the best in articulation. He comes with some good accessories. Paint is great, and just good quality too. Odin, very good in paint, very good in articulation, lacking a bit on the accessories, but still very nice. The General, a bit less on quality, accessories, very good. Paint, you know, it's not fantastic, but, you know, he didn't have much paint in the show, so for what he had, they did a great job. And then, and Heavy, great accessories, not better than General, though. In my last section, I just had the Heavy in front of the General, I think I want to switch that now. But anyway, paint is good on him. He comes, oops, lots of nice paint. He comes with some good accessories. He can't hold this one fantastically, but he does come with some good ones, and I love the removable helmet. So there you go. So that is my personal preference. Now, there is a lot of personal preference at this. Here we go, just at the end here. It depends if you like mech tech weapons. If you like the mech tech weapons, then these Thor and especially Odin are going to start going up closer to the top. Do you like Total 360? You know, it really depends on that. He isn't good with articulation. He's just got a ball jointed head, but that's okay because he's just an accessory. So yeah. Other with personal preference, do you like bases? Because these three, he comes with the base, but he doesn't have any pegs on his feet, and his feet are a little bit too big for them. So yeah, but these two don't come with any bases. Let's see, you know, I think that's it. Do you like ankle joints? Because these three in the middle do have ankle joints, and the two on the sides do not. You know, it's a lot of personal preference. But just going over what I think and what I believe, with all of the, with these, what are you, 5 figures, that is what I'm going with. So, if you were just purely going on what I say, and no personal preference of your own, just of what I say, I think I would recommend you to go buy, Cad Bane and Total 360, then Loki, then Odin, then General, and then Heavy. And it also depends on how excited you are for the Thor movie, which series you like better, Thor or what is it, Clone Wars. So it depends on a lot of things. But if it's just solely on me, it's going to go Cad Bane, Loki, Odin, General, and Heavy. So there you go. So that is my my answer to this guy. There you go, Syard100. Very sure I said your name wrong, so yeah, check out his channel too. So there you go. So that's my answer, and thanks for watching.